Welcome to the Birds on Power Lines podcast. And if you're new to our podcast, we always talk about things that we're excited about. Typically fandoms, trips, movies, things that are going on.
Concerts,
and yeah,
music stuff.
Yeah. Right? Mostly 21 Pilots when it comes to that, but
So
which brings us to what we're going to talk about in this podcast. Two topics. The main topic is Good Omens 3.
Yes.
And because 21 Pilots is the band that just keeps on giving.
Yeah, and also now you can tell when we're filming this.
Yeah, you can tell when we're filming this because we're going to talk a little bit about the Columbus, the situation in Columbus, Ohio. Because we just found out what it's all about, and so we just want to talk a little bit about that, but mostly Good Omens, Good Omens 3. And if you're new to our podcast, we have quite a few podcasts on Good Omens.
I think we did both seasons. We ended up finishing.
I don't know if we didn't finish. We were working through Good Omens.
I think we did season 1. I think we finished season 1.
I'm not sure. I'm not 100% certain. But regardless, we have podcasts on Good Omens.
We have watched all of it,
and we've watched all of it, of course. And
we just haven't shared it with you.
Yeah, we haven't shared. We never got to making all of our little, because usually what we do is we go over the episodes and we have podcasts on little segments of episodes and eventually finish one whole season, like we did with Sandman. But with Good Omens, we didn't quite get through. I don't even think we have any video ones.
No, I think it was a little while ago.
Yeah, it was so we were recording those before we actually showed our faces on YouTube. We had they were on YouTube, but they were audio only podcasts with some paintings of mine and things to look at while you listen to it. And of course, we were also on audio. So if you are joining us from an audio platform, welcome again. And you can see us on YouTube, Birds on Power Lines podcast. So, getting into this.
Well, we didn't say yet. So, if you want to see more podcasts, we release the second Tuesday of every month.
Second Tuesday of every month. All right. So now getting into this, and this is a little unusual because we're doing this completely unscripted. We usually take notes and we talk about things.
We finished watching this
last night. Yeah, we watched it on the first day.
PM.
Yeah, and but I think we decided that we wanted to just go for it because we don't want to be tainted by all the things that are happening online. So the only thing the only thing I saw online was that they also had released the 6-minute little feature with David Tennant and Michaelsheen, so that you could. So fortunately, I saw that. So then we also looked at that as well, just literally an hour ago. I don't even know if we're fully aware of each other's thoughts on it. We usually aren't, but we haven't really talked about this. And again, we didn't really reflect too much on it. So what you're going to get is really our feelings, our overall take. And I mean, as with anything, these things will probably change with time, but this is how we feel the day after seeing it once. We only watch it once. I know some people are probably maybe watched it a few times already. I don't know. Some people do. Especially people who spend their lives just analyzing Good Omens. We don't. So here's our take. So you want to do just say first impression after being finished? As soon as it was over, what was your thought? I kind of got a sense from you.
I didn't really I really wish that I felt more strongly about it, and I was, but the thing is,
what do you mean more strongly about it?
I just didn't really.
You were numb?
Not even really that. It's not that I didn't care, but it's borderline on that for me. I thought I was crying next to you, especially
this one was crying. This one was crying. I was not. This one was.
It was mostly because of the acting was the reason that I did that. It wasn't entirely. I mean, it was the event.
So what do you think What do you think the tears were about? And then I guess that's what we'll do. So what do you think the tears were about? And then I can say why I didn't.
Okay. For me, it was partially I was. So the thing that kind of, I guess it kind of was a little bit my fault, but I completely unprompted saw online I get news notification things on updates on my phone. I follow the forums and stuff, and I saw people, at least the first thing I saw when I woke up in the morning, completely just checking my phone first thing, I just saw people did not like it. I purposely did not look why, but I was, the entire way through, I just was dreading.
See, that's what happens. The internet always
spoils everything. I didn't know why, and I purposely did not look why, but I just was the entire way through, and I've said this, or at least I've been thinking this, I don't remember if I expressed this, but I was just, the entire way through, I was really hoping, please don't let this suck, because I know, like, earlier in the year, like, the end of, like, Stranger Things, that was a huge falling out all over the internet. People hated the finale.
Yeah, well, I only watched the first couple of things of Stranger Things.
People hated the finale across the board. I really was just hoping, please don't let this be like that. I don't think it was. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll look online afterwards.
To me, I don't know what it was not nearly as bad. Like, but it just felt.
Yeah, but what do you mean not nearly as bad? We weren't up on Stranger Things.
I was up on that.
Why were you watching it?
I was up on that.
Oh, you were watching Stranger Things without letting me know? Okay.
I don't even remember you watching. Okay, this is beside the point. Okay. Beside the point. So yeah, that
I had no feelings about Stranger Things. So.
Well, anyway, so I don't believe it. I thought it was okay. It was okay with what we got, but also I just was mostly a bit sad that this was what we ended up getting, because like there were some moments in there, like I could see, like, that, like, this could have, it would have made me feel more if it had been longer, honestly. So I just was a little bit, like,
well, I mean, they took something that was supposed to be 6 episodes, so that's about 6 hours, and condensed it down to 90 minutes. So there's no way that that's the thing. And as far as I'm concerned, there's I'm overall, sorry, there's just no way you could do that.
Overall, I guess my greatest reaction was that it did. I did not think that was how it would end. I did not think that was
so you were crying about just how it ended. I not guess. The fact that it was over.
A little bit that it was over in that way. But also it was not what I thought would happen.
Because it was supposed to end that way regardless of whatever happens in the intervening time. That was the ending.
Yeah, but it wasn't entirely what I thought would... It was like close to what I thought would happen, but it wasn't exactly what I thought would happen. There were some very large parts that we will get into later that I did not think would happen, and I was a little bit disappointed. Like, it borderline was the it was all a dream, nothing really matters portion, but it was more philosophical than that, so it wasn't exactly in that territory. So I'm grateful it wasn't in that territory, but it was a little bit too close to that for my. So
taste. Meaning that it wasn't actually a thing.
Yes. Okay. So I just felt like the entire thing in general, especially the middle part, which I expressed, I felt was really rushed.
Okay, so I'm just gonna stop right now. There are spoilers from this point forward. There will be spoilers. Okay, because I can see where this is going. Yeah. Okay. So if you're listening and you don't want it spoiled, stop right now and come back. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I just felt like especially the characters, but also the overall events that were happening, especially in the middle, it just did not feel like I was watching the
But is that why you were crying at the end? I don't want to confuse the two, right?
Like I'm confused. Because
we can go. So you're not sure why you're that emotional.
I don't know why. I still don't know why.
All right. So just talking about immediate final reactions and why. So you were crying. You're not, if I'm understanding you correctly. Yes. You had mixed emotions, and that's why you were crying. Because you were expecting. Because it wasn't quite what you were expecting. It wasn't what I was expecting. But it was borderline what you were not wanting to happen.
Yes.
Is that would be a good way to describe it?
I'm fine with the ending. I'm okay with it, but I'm just a little bit upset. I was just a little upset because I was okay. I wasn't angry. I wasn't sad. But I also wasn't happy. I just was okay. That happened. And that kind of upset me a little bit.
Understand that was going to be the ending, regardless of whatever was happening. And anyone who's listening to this will know all the stuff that was going on.
It could have been more emotional with more.
So that's not okay. So for me, I did not cry because I thought it was a happy ending. And I knew that this was the ending we were going to get. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I didn't know what the ending was, but the ending was the ending.
Well, no one really knows.
There was no, because that was a whole Pratchett other person thing, and that was already worked out, right? So that was the ending we were going to get, regardless of what happened to the series, right? So I actually like the ending because to me, no matter what happens, they were going to be together anyways, right? Mm-hmm. And love always finds a way, and I think that was
the main thing,
the main thing, and the fact that they sacrificed themselves completely. Here we're going to the spoiler, completely for people. it's completely on brand with
Yeah.
with the two of them. Crowley and Aziraphale, that's what they would do. And that's why when Crowley made his choice as to what he wanted, Aziraphale didn't argue, because he would have said the same thing. They were of the same mind, that this is how it should be. And in a way, I think that's fantastic, because, let people be people, and I really think that speaks a lot to how, the whole idea of free will, and both of them always wanted free will, and they never had it, right? They were always constrained by, what hell wanted, what heaven wanted. People are constrained again by what heaven and hell were doing, and we're all caught up and that's the reality of it, right? And this is giving humanity a chance to just be people, let people do people. And that's what Crowley was essentially saying. Why are you're letting people be people, and then you're making them suffer for it, right? Basically. Sure. So let people do people, and just let it happen. And it wasn't, at the end, it wasn't just Crowley and Aziraphale that disappeared. All of them did, right? I mean, God and the devil, whatever, they might still exist in some way, shape, or form. I don't know, but not in that reality. They also disappeared at the end, because they were not part of that reality. So, so I thought that was fantastic. I liked that ending.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it was fine.
And I thought it was so beautiful at the end. So what am I going to cry about? I mean, I just thought the two of them finding each other and watching the stars, and Aziraphale got Crowley did get everything he ever wanted. He got the universe, and he has Aziraphale. That's all he ever wanted, and that's what he got. And I thought that was just fantastic. And the same thing with Aziraphale. I mean, I don't know ultimately, what he wanted other than just to be with Crowley, right? So, So I also loved how they all of the characters came back at the end as as
normal people.
As normal people, the whole thing with Adam and Jesus at the end. I thought that was the whole thing. And I just thought that was great. So life is life, and they had an existence, and they're in that existence. And I thought that was great. So that was the ending. So that was why I didn't cry, and I felt satisfied at the end. Does that mean I was happy at the end? That's a little squishy, but yeah, so that was that. So, what about the beginning?
The thing is, I've been thinking about the ending so much that I think the beginning was also, to me, it was also okay. I did definitely think that it. I just feel I was a little bit annoyed, but with Aziraphale in the beginning of the. I guess I'm just gonna call it an episode in the beginning of the episode, because
it is an episode. Yeah. It's a movie. It's not a series.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know why they're calling it a series. What the hell?
Yeah.
Anyways, a series means multiple things.
Because I feel like he was very, very close to, I guess, learn, because I feel like he learned a lesson, like, from this, like, Crowley was right, but then at the same time he also was too stubborn to apologize. And I do, like, yes, that was kind of in line with the character a bit, but I do feel like after all that we've been through, and that the two of them have been through as well, I do feel like I wanted a little bit more remorse from him, even though, like, it was okay, like, it was in line with the character, but I don't know. I'm kind of with Crowley here. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't really forgive him. I don't know.
Yeah. So this part, like, the way I looked at it at the beginning, okay,
we needed things to just get going.
Yeah,
and it felt like they really needed things to just get going.
Well, but see, that was the weird thing about the movie to me, is that they did the ending well. Right?
Okay.
In terms of timing, right? So if you're looking at the arc,
it did not feel rushed.
Right?
The ending didn't
feel rushed, because I almost feel like that was there before anything ever happened. I almost feel like that. I know that's crazy talk, but I feel like that was done. And then the beginning, I thought was. It was. I was thinking while the beginning was taking place, it's like, this is only 90 minutes, and we're spending a lot of time before we're actually getting into what this is supposed to be about.
It just felt like the beginning was there to set things up.
Yeah, and they spent. I think they spent enough time on that, right?
Yeah.
Except from the fact that they didn't. Because they shortened it. There's again, there's no way it's going to happen. But in proportion, because they spent so much time with Aziraphale's confusion.
Like, oh, what's going on?
Because he's really a lot. I think what they did successfully is show that both of them are lost without the other, right?
Yeah. And we definitely felt that.
And then there was that whole thing. Like I think I said to you, why did they include that bit with Crowley at the beginning and the sword?
It was really just Crowley and Aziraphale.
Because we didn't need it. Yes. Because we didn't have time for that.
So,
do you know what I mean?
I did like the fact that they did like bring that. They did like bring the.
Yeah. If we had enough time,
better not
for the whole arc.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been great because it really showed that they were really together that long ago, right? And Aziraphale has always been protecting Crowley, really, in a way, right? So I think that's why they put that in there. But if that scene wasn't there,
if it wasn't there, it didn't need it. It
didn't need it. But the only way that it connected to the ending was that's where the flame was, right? That's sort of they finished the arc. They were at the flame and they were at the flame. But ultimately, in terms of time, I think that the only thing that bothered me about the beginning was that they spent a lot of time on it and then the middle became squishy because we didn't get all of that fleshed out. Yeah. And we don't really know the whole plot with Jesus and all. It was and the fisherman, what was his name? See, look, we're cheating.
It's not Job.
We have
it wasn't Job.
We have the wiki open so that we can remember character names.
Oh my gosh, why are there so many characters?
So you know who I mean. Like
give me a sec.
they were the one that they were looking at to do the Jesus was learning how to find the lady, right? So that whole thing, we didn't really
something the fish. Harry the fish.
So we didn't get the whole like build up and because the middle part was just lost. So
it was Harry, right?
I don't know. That was me. I think you're looking at it. You check it. So I think, but in terms of, Crowley losing his car and, losing the Bentley and trying to get the Bentley back and all, they spent a lot of time on that, right?
Harry the fish. Yeah,
so we got a lot of time on that and we got the ending that really, so in a way, they could have just skipped the whole thing.
Don't get me wrong. I really did like the plot with Jesus, but the problem was
it was squishy. We didn't get the whole thing, and that
we
was
saw this, and we were going back to this plot. I was like, why is this here?
Yeah, and that I
understand.
And that was the
end of season 2 was all about now we're gonna start the second coming. But I wish that they had either picked the Book of Life disappeared and now Michael is trying to kill everyone or erase everything and all that stuff. And even that, like the motivation, Michael's motivation felt a little bit like
because they sort of rushed it at the end, right?
I didn't entirely get
so we'll never know what the full story was.
So I do wish they had either picked either Michael goes a little bit haywire and it starts everything is going crazy, or
because there were some really cool effects. What was the one? Was it the one that when they were in between in the hallway in between? What was that?
Sandalphon.
That angel that I can't ever pronounce. That his whole disappearance there.
Yeah,
that was cool. And then Muriel finding him there. Yeah. That was great, But I wanted more of that, and that's. But again, that's what happens when you take 6 hours and put them into an hour and a half. Yeah. So I think that was the thing that I was disappointed by. But the thing is, I expected that.
Yeah.
So
and I had a feeling I was like all of the big angels. Not the supreme
archangels.
I guess they're archangels. Yeah,
Aziraphale was the supreme angel.
All of the archangels were acting
Gabriel
really fishy. I was honestly thinking that it was all of them except for Muriel that were in on it. But so
they did.
I know though. I love.
But that's
Muriel.
why I wasn't upset about it.
I love Muriel. I love Muriel.
I think
so
everyone
much.
loves Muriel.
Everyone loves Muriel.
But that's why I wasn't particularly upset about it because I knew that going in. There's just no way. So I was just like, so really, everybody just wanted to know, what is the ending with Aziraphale and Crowley. Yeah. And we got that. Yeah. And we got the motivation and we got why and we got what happened right after the disaster happened with the kiss and they got separated. So we got that. I think they actually did that with what they chose to put into the 1.5 hour movie. I think they did it better with Crowley than they did with Aziraphale. I felt the whole thing.
I do feel like Aziraphale got a little bit.
He got a little chop there. Michael Sheen Michaelsheen, the best that he could with that. Yeah. But there was more for David Tennant's acting chops with that.
I feel like the character of Aziraphale almost regressed a little bit.
Yeah.
To season
well, they both regressed, but
a bit, yeah.
But the thing is, I felt that they did a better job. with that 1.5 hour shortening, with Crowley's reaction and his drinking and gambling, and then and then but the thing is, I was like, why can't he just get his car back by doing the miracle and knowing where it was? But they explained that.
I'm glad they explained that.
So because I was kind of confused by that. But anyways, so all in all,
I do slightly feel like the subplot with the car was a little bit unneeded, but it also did make it
well works. Because the Bentley is a character, so they're giving the Bentley an opportunity to be a character, and that's how they got to the Book of Life. And I mean, they never got the Book of Life back because Michael destroyed the whole thing. But and I thought that was an interesting bit. And
I do also think that it was interesting that we don't, because of course, we see that Aziraphale and Crowley are still fine. When when Crowley grabs the bookshop page of the thing, but I thought it was interesting that the bookshop page, because we don't see him grab their pages.
Well, I guess because they're connected to the bookshop.
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting that
I mean, they're all one, the bookshop and Crowley and Aziraphale, I guess, in the Book of Life. But I mean, I'm glad that they showed that, because that explained that artwork that came out. Wasn't that right after season 2? They put out that.
No, that was
even
recently.
before that.
That was quite recently.
With the bookshop and nothing else around it, and everything else was destroyed. There was that piece of art that circulated. So they explained that with that. So I mean, I think they did their best with what they were given, right? And having had knowledge of the full 6 episodes when they made the screenplay for the 90-minute, I think they really tried to pick. So I'm and anyone who listens to our podcast, we're not negative people. We're not here to dump on everything, but we have to be, I mean, there, especially when you do book adaptations this is kind of a weird thing where we know that so all in all, we're lucky we got what we got. Ultimately, in the way I feel about it, I'll ask you what you think. Ultimately, we got what we wanted. We wanted to know what the ending for Aziraphale and Crowley was. And we had to have some segue to that, right? And then the squishiness about, the stuff with Jesus and all the, the Book of Life.
We're referencing the summary on Wikipedia right now. It has absolutely
I think it's going to take a while.
And the end.
I think it's going to take a while for people to try and figure out how to sort out the middle part. But the thing is, that's, like I said, I expected that, because I knew that there's no way that I mean, no matter how good of a writer you are, it's very difficult to take something that was 6 hours long and put it into an hour and a half. So I mean, basically, and that's why the beginning and the end was the best, because they probably spent, and because they spent the most amount of time at the beginning and the most amount of time at the end, and then that whole 5 hours in between is condensed. So things will get lost in translation. But I did like the 2 new characters with Jesus and Harry the fisherman. Harry the fish. I would have loved to. And I wish we could know in a way, did they each get their own episode? In the original writing, because they both needed a backstory.
And I did feel like there was more. I feel like there was more that they were going to do with the mob boss guy, that whole situation.
Oh yeah. Let's predict what the other episodes were, right? So we have the beginning, we have the end.
Yeah. And then
what do you think?
We see Soho going what happened with that?
Okay, so maybe that was another
everything
episode.
Everything
right,
just went.
So we have 6 episodes, right? So beginning, end, Soho going to kaput or going bad.
Yeah.
What else? Jesus. Jesus. Yeah. Harry.
Well, no, probably Jesus and Harry.
Jesus and Harry together,
because they were literally together pretty much the entire time.
And then we need one episode to do Michael.
Michael going crazy. Where did that come from?
So there already you have 6 episodes, right?
Yeah. I mean, sure, yeah, I do feel like Michael.
And that's what we needed.
Michael
we
was
needed that.
Michael was basically the equivalent of Beelzebub, pretty much, right? They were both the people doing the cross communication stuff. So yeah, but the thing is, I feel like the difference was with Beelzebub and Gabriel. I guess they resolved that. It made sense.
And it would have been nice to find out what
happened to them, and then also where did Maggie and Nina go? Where did they go?
I mean, now they're doing. Now if you go by the story, they don't exist either anymore. But it would have been kind of nice to, But anyways, but so, we could already see.
I do feel like I saw where Michael was coming from, but also we didn't really see that happen.
So there was probably an episode, right? So that was probably.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're listening to this, list what you think your 6 episodes are. I'd be curious to know, right?
Sure, yeah, so
because that's probably what we missed out on, and you could tell that those are the parts of the story that were squishy. Yeah, I always say squishy because that's what it was. I do that when I'm directing too. I say squishy.
Oh, okay.
so what I'm directing a play right now. So if any of my cast members are listening to this, you know what I mean. I have a feeling one day I'm going to get I'm going to get a T-shirt that says it was squishy. Anyway, so it was squishy in the middle.
So I mean, I kind of want to talk about what I thought would happen and why I was a little disappointed.
So, has talking about this solidified something for you?
I was kind of thinking about it already, but like overall, what I was thinking would happen was, and like I'm sure I've seen this floated around in the fandom like a bit, was like people were thinking they would do like a whole like. Well, my favorite theory was that like they would do like a whole like the Jesus going missing thing would have been a thing, but I was thinking that I know some of the fandom was thinking that like Adam would come back and like it would be kind of like a family type thing, like where like with
I didn't see that with the family, but like I think a long time ago when I was looking, people were speculating.
I saw that and I really really liked that idea, but then overall I think for the ending itself, I was thinking because like free will is a huge thing. But then I don't know.
Yeah, I think free will is a huge. Yeah. I think free will is like another character.
I don't know if this came up in
Good Omens. Actually, you think about it.
The like material itself, but I was honestly thinking that like yes, they'd like meet God and like get the answers to their questions and stuff. But
I never thought that was going to happen. So to me, that was icing on the cake. Okay. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I was thinking that would happen.
Crowley finally gets to ask his question.
Yeah, I was thinking that would happen.
He still didn't get an answer.
But I was thinking that the answer would be like. Like everyone has had, there is no great plan. People have just been going and doing this stuff. Both heaven and hell have been going and doing this stuff, but there was no
well,
great
I mean,
plan.
still don't know because sure. That might have been the Metatron's idea.
Yeah, sure. But I was honestly thinking like the end game would be, there is no great plan. Then that's resolved.
But I think they said that. I think they said there never really was a plan.
No.
Didn't Crowley say that? There really isn't one?
I don't think so. I don't remember that. You can tell we have not reviewed this at all.
I'm pretty sure he was
alluding
to that.
Okay, I was thinking that, like, literally no great plan at all. And then, like, I was not thinking that everything would be, like, completely erased and another universe would start. I was thinking that, no, there is no great plan. People have just had free will all along. Oh, okay. That's cool. So... Can we retire now?
Oh, that's how you thought it was going to go down?
Yeah. Can we just stop meddling with humans now? Can we just like watch them?
Yeah, that's the only way that. But that's what I was thinking. But there is no other way. I think that's why. Like, there is no other way for those beings not to meddle around.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking that there would be a mutual agreed no meddling.
They don't agree on anything. Well. Yeah, so that's I don't know.
I don't know. But I just was thinking that they would, because part of what makes the characters is the fact that they are not people. Yeah. They are living humanly, but they are not people.
Okay.
And that was partially the appeal. Like, and what, like, so when we watched like the little 6-minute like what ineffable ending or whatever that.
Oh, you mean with David Tennant and
Michael Sheen? They were both of them were saying like the show is, and this like whole entire concept is for people who.
Did you notice that Michael Sheen almost started crying?
Yes. It's for people who like just don't like to just feel like other, and these characters are the most like other that you can be. And I felt that part of what made them like quirky and weird and other was the fact that they were part of humanity, but they were not part of humanity. Like, they were completely separate, and that was kind of the thing that made them them. So, like, yes, we did get, like, normal, everyday, sort of equivalent Aziraphale and Crowley as Anthony, but it wasn't them. Like, it was the closest we could get to being them, but it also wasn't them. So I just feel like it was a happy ending, but not for the characters we knew.
Because those characters don't exist anymore. It was just
like slightly different clones of the characters we knew, but it wasn't actually them. I guess.
Yeah, I guess, if that's how you,
it's how I felt about it. Yeah.
If that's how you think about them, like, to me, I always thought
in
of them
spirit,
as representing the best
yes,
of humanity. That's
yeah.
That's what I always thought of them as. But I guess I
guess
your feeling on it will really depend on
like
how you
how you interpret
them. Like, I guess.
Yeah.
And how you connect with them.
I guess,
So I get
Yeah.
And I guess some people, I mean, I didn't grow up with this book, so for me, I look at it from...
When was this book?
I didn't read it until, like...
When was the book published?
It doesn't matter, because I didn't read... And I mean, I just listened to the audiobook, so...
1990? 1990.
Yeah, so I'm considerably older than that. Okay. So I for me, so I think maybe if you were someone who grew up with the characters and you look at it in terms of, because you look at things differently when you're young, right?
Sure.
Especially when you're really young, and and like someone like you especially read
young. I'm not really young.
No, but you were reading stuff.
Sure, yeah. Sure.
Some of the things that I know I found out you read certain things when you were so very young, and you probably shouldn't have read those things. Bad mummy. But yeah, so you were a super reader, so and you would have read it.
I read this about
also from that perspective, right? So
I know I only read this about like maybe 4 or 5 years ago or so. Not too.
It's got to be more than that, because when did Good Omens come out? The first one, that was
I read it whenever the first one came out. It was around when I read this.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you had read it before, and then you're like, okay, I don't know.
No.
Anyways, young.
I'm not that old.
Yeah, but still young.
Yeah.
Right. So so maybe you look at it differently. I don't know. Yeah. I could be
maybe.
I don't know. But I never felt about the characters that way. I was just very caught up in their relationship, and I was more focused on that because like I said, I really looked at them as people, not as things that were people, not people. So I wasn't caught up in that part of it. So I think for me, it felt satisfying, and I thought, oh, that's a beautiful ending, and that's
I agree that the ending was nice.
And they were they were in their cottage, like everybody wanted them to be in their cottage.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So there we go. Yeah. Like that's all. I don't have anything else to say about it, because otherwise I'll just be repeating myself, because there's nothing I can do about the things that happened, and and I'm grateful we got it. I'm grateful that we got it, but I wasn't falling over myself to see the ending, because I was very anxious. I wasn't anxious. I just knew I knew it was going to be very abbreviated, so I knew that would be something that I'd be disappointed by. But if you listen to our podcast, I'm not someone that wants to dwell on that. There's enough real life things that we can get caught up on that can be disappointing. So I don't like to do that in my spare time. So I'm not here to poo on anything. So just being honest about how I felt and why.
Yeah. So overall,
do you feel the same?
Yes, I guess, yeah. So overall, you were like satisfied.
Yeah, I was satisfied.
Extent, and I was just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that's
what
that happened.
So
happened.
It happens. Yeah, but at least we know how it ends, I guess. So we're a little bit different on our perspectives on that, and so if you are listening to this and you have feelings about it, please comment.
Yes.
That's we like to anyhow. And I mean, probably now we can start looking at what other people think, and I don't know, maybe most people agree with you and less with me. It doesn't really matter.
I have a feeling most people probably are more around. I don't know.
Whatever it's going to be, So yeah. Anyways, other topic. Moving on. Right. So and another thing that's completely unscripted is that we're recording this when we're not talking about 21 Pilots.
Yes, as of 2 hours ago.
It's 2 hours ago? Yeah, so we have been having a blast looking at all of the stuff coming out of Columbus, Ohio, from here.
As of 2 or 3 hours ago to the big stadium.
Yeah, to here. Yes. From here to here. This is a group that just keeps on giving. What is there not to love about 21 Pilots? I'm sorry. I just we can't go.
So congratulations to everyone in Columbus.
But
I hope
it
you have
really
a good time.
it really is meant for people in Columbus, and I think that is such a nice thing that they're doing. And I can't even imagine being in that city and everybody seeing the things going on. I mean, it's fun enough just watching the videos come up.
I mean, look,
I was what in the 21 Pilots is this?
I was in one of 2 years ago. I was in one of the cities that was absolutely swarmed by Taylor Swift stuff.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I can imagine it's probably gonna be pretty similar to that.
Yeah, it's like, but good for you, Columbus. Good for you, and congratulations. You're going to have the best. I mean, the biggest. It's probably ever. I don't know. I don't know if you could ever say the best. The biggest 21 Pilots concert ever, and I think that's. And we were just saying that's probably why they released the more than we ever imagined earlier this year, which we saw, which we loved. Because that was the biggest concert at that time, so they have to get that one out before they do the one in Columbus.
I think they're gonna do the Columbus concert, and then they're gonna finally release the Clancy Live Columbus thing.
I hope they do something.
And
from
I still haven't released.
Because there's a podcast on their March Madness concert that we watched. It's not out yet when we're recording this, but we've already made the podcast, so it's coming out.
I think it'll be out,
but it will be out when this comes out. So if you're interested in that, hearing our review on that or our experience watching that, because we did not go to Indianapolis for that concert, but we just loved the watching the full concert online. So yeah, I good for you, Columbus. That's all I could say. And for those people who are
someone please record the concert and put it on YouTube.
I have a feeling they'll probably put out an official. I mean, that was the nice thing about the March Madness one, the AT&T concert, because there was an official recording of it. So I hope that they do that for the rest of us. That would be nice, unless they're going to make another movie out of it. But who knows what they're going to do. But it seems like every time we're about to sit down to record a podcast, 21 Pilots has done something else. So that's why I keep saying that this is the group that just keeps on giving. So yeah, like we've had a lot of fun watching the teasing that's going on, and then finally the reveal, the lawn signs, the posters, and then the whole light show thing with the announcement, and then I guess I don't know if we'll be able to listen to the radio broadcast about that, which is tomorrow. The interview's tomorrow, so we're filming. So we'll good for you, Columbus. That's all we can say. And we'll look forward to more stuff coming from 21 Pilots, because why not?
Yeah, why not?
Right, why not?
At this point?
Why not? Like I said, just constantly giving us something new. So yeah, if you're listening to this and you're in Columbus,
that would be an awfully large coincidence, but
you never know. You never know. If you let us know what that experience was like from being in Columbus, and the anticipation and the fun of being at the epicenter of the mayhem. That's all I can say. So anything else?
No. Yeah.
Okay. So in summary, Good Omens. Okay, we got when we needed. Yes. Yeah. 21 Pilots, thank you. All right. So, All right. So again, as we usually end our podcasts, we thank you for listening and being part of the Birds on Power Lines podcast.